Hey yo, Maylee Gal here. So, it has been like a good year since I last put up a vlog, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm supposed to be making a vlog every week, and then I didn't make one until it's been like almost a whole year, and I'm sorry about that. But I have a good excuse, and I'm going to tell you the story, so you might want to sit down, make yourself comfortable if you're not already doing so. Maybe grab a snack, because it's probably going to take a while. Not that any of my other vlogs are short, but this one might be especially long. Okay, so, started out when we were in Florida. When I first started making vlogs, we were in Florida because August before that winter, my dad had passed away. So my family took a trip to Florida to spend 7 months as a time of healing to, just we were hurting from my dad passing away, and so we went to Florida as a time of healing. Lots of people said we ran away to Florida. I don't think that's fair to say because we prayed about it, like a lot. We prayed about it a lot. We really felt like that's what God wanted us to do, was to go to Florida. And so we went to Florida. We spent 7 months there, and that's when I first started making vlogs. Then when we came back to Kansas, I think in April, it was April or May when we went back to Kansas. And I slowly began to become depressed, very depressed. Like I stopped eating, I stopped drinking. I was hospitalized 3 times because of dehydration because I just wouldn't drink. I wasn't eating or drinking. And my mom took me to the hospital several times to see my neurosurgeon, the one who did my brain surgery the first time. And not the time when I was in Florida. He did the first time when it happened, 2012. But so Mama took me to see him, and he said he had no idea what was wrong with me. There was nothing that he could. There was no diagnosis. So finally, they took me back to him a couple months later, and he admitted me to the hospital right away. He's like, no, she's too sick. She needs to be in the hospital. And so after that, I went into coma the very next day. I went into a coma. And my doctor, my poor doctor, he's so nice. He loves me. He freaked out. And he called in all the specialists from every unit of the entire hospital and had them go over me and do a checkup, and none of them could find anything that was wrong with me at all. So nobody had any idea what was wrong with me. I was just in a coma. He told my mom that he didn't expect that I would ever come out of the coma, and if I did, just to expect me to be a vegetable for the rest of my life, because there was no way I was going to recover enough to actually be up and moving around and doing stuff again. So after that, I'd been in the hospital for about a month in a coma, and finally my doctor said that he couldn't keep me at the hospital anymore because he didn't have a diagnosis. He couldn't say anything was really wrong with me, so I wasn't allowed to stay at the hospital anymore. So, my uncle told my mom about this place called On With Life. It's a brain injury rehabilitation center in Iowa, in Ankeny, Iowa, I think it is. And so they said that they'd take me in. And so I went there, and I was still in a coma for about the first week or two while I was at On With Life. I was in a coma. And after that, after I finally came out of the coma, I couldn't do anything on my own. I couldn't eat, I couldn't brush my teeth, I couldn't walk, I didn't really talk. And everybody was so relieved that I was awake from my coma again. They were relieved that I was awake, but they were discouraged because of how terrible I was doing. Sorry, my feet are starting to hurt. I'm sitting on them. So, I had a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, and a speech therapist. My physical therapist, I was in a wheelchair at the time because I had just woken up from the coma and I couldn't walk. my physical therapist usually would get the walker and she'd have me walk, physical therapy. And it was good for me. I cried and cried and cried because it hurt my legs so bad and it hurt my back to walk with the walker, and I cried all the time. When I first did On With Life, I cried all the time about everything. Before I went into the coma, I'd been walking around with my arms tight like this against my chest, and I just kept my arms like that for a long time, and even right after I came out of the coma. And so they had to put splints on my arms, so my arms could stretch out again, because they said that if they hadn't put not put splints on my arms, that my arms would have been stuck like this for the rest of my life. And I would cry just so that they would take them off, because they put them on every 4 hours. They put them on and make me leave them on for 2 hours, sometimes 3. And I would cry just so they would take them off before they were supposed to, because they hurt so bad. And then my occupational therapist, we did stuff like reading. It was mostly stuff like reading, because I didn't really do much. Stuff like reading or playing card games and stuff like that. With my speech therapist, we did stuff like she would sit with me while I ate, because I couldn't eat on my own. I had to be supervised and sometimes even fed. She would sit with me while I ate, and then sometimes during actual therapy sessions, she would have me suck on one of those dum-dum suckers, just so she could see it, observe how I was swallowing, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so after I'd been on with life for probably about a month, they decided that I was depressed. They couldn't do for me at On With Life what they could do for me in the psychiatric department of the Iowa City Hospital. So they sent me to Iowa City, and I was there for about a month in the psychiatric unit, and that was miserable because I was 4 hours away from my family, and so I never got to see them. The month that I was there, I remember them coming to see me 3 or 4 times. I mean, they might have come to see me more than that, because there's a lot that I don't remember, but I only remember 3 or 4 times. I made some friends there. Mostly there was actually people there my age, and there was people there who I could talk to. Like, at On With Life, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but at On With Life, most of the people who were there were severely brain damaged, or brain damaged enough that you couldn't actually interact with them. And so it was hard to have friends there. So while I was at Iowa City, I had several friends. There was this guy named Patrick, and he shared his mom brought him cookies every week, and he shared them with me every time. And he had movies, and he shared his movies with me, and he'd let me watch movies, some of his movies, and that was really nice. Then there were some girls that I'm still friends with, actually, on Facebook. They friended me. There was Jillian and Hannah, and they were my friends. They were really sweet. And then, so after I'd been at in Iowa City for about a month, they decided, yeah, she's not depressed anymore. They sent me back to On With Life, which I was so happy. I was so happy to go back, because I was so excited to see my therapist again, and I was so excited to see my family. See, also while I was at Iowa City, I started walking again. Like, I stopped using the wheelchair and I started using the walker. It didn't hurt my legs or my back as bad as it did before. So I started walking again, and that was really awesome. I got to go back to On With Life, and then my family came to see me every night, and lots of times they bring coloring books or movies, and several times they even brought supper, so I didn't have to eat on the food from On With Life. I could have supper with my family in a special family room. That was so much fun. But when I got back and I got to see my therapist again, oh my word, they were all so like, oh, Marilyn, oh my word, you're doing so well, because I could walk. and I could eat on my own, and I could brush my own teeth and take my own showers. I could do everything on my own. Well, not everything, but lots of stuff on my own that I couldn't do before. And my physical therapist was especially proud of me because I didn't cry anymore for the wheelchair. Actually, when they would put me in the wheelchair, I'd be like, actually, guys, can I use my walker? And they'd be like, okay, yeah, you can use your walker. Thanks. So lots of times, So my physical therapist was so happy because I was walking and I was liking it. And pretty soon they got me to where I could walk without the gait belt anymore. First it was without the walker. I had to wear what's called a gait belt. I just wear it around on my stomach, and then somebody would hold on to the back of it and while I walked. And then pretty soon I got to where I didn't even have to have one of those to walk. That was awesome. What else? Oh, yes, with my occupational therapist. Then after I came back for the second time, when I was at Almost Life the second time, with my occupational therapist, we would, instead of doing things like reading or playing card games, we would do things like cooking or cleaning out the fridge and stuff like that. And instead of just walking with the walker for my physical therapist, she did things like she set up obstacle courses, like things for me to step on, things for me to step over, things for me to step around, things for me to step through, all kinds of stuff. So that was awesome. And then with my speech therapist, Mallory, instead of just her watching me eat or her having me suck a dum-dum sucker so she could observe how I swallowed and stuff like that, we actually did speech therapy sessions. We would play mind games, money math, or we would, lots of times we would just sit and talk. We'd get carried away, we'd be talking, and then she'd be like, oh no, our session's almost over. I'm like, well, you are a speech therapist. Basically, technically, we did do our speech session because we were talking the whole time. And yeah. Oh yeah, something I forgot to tell you guys. I had a feeding tube for like 3 months, I think. It was 2.5 or 3 months. I had a feeding tube because I wasn't eating enough, and so they would, it was terrible. But they finally took that out, and that was so amazing. I was so happy to have that out. They didn't take it back out. They didn't take it out till the second time I was at Almost Life. After I got back from Iowa City, then they took it out. After I'd been at Almost Life for a week, they were like, okay, we can take it out now. I was like, thank you guys, please take it out. I don't like it. So finally they said, you get to go home every weekend, because first I was just going home randomly with my family during the week and staying overnight and then coming back. They're like, no, we just need to set up absolute time that you go home every time, this time of week. So we set up weekends. I would go home every weekend. Every Saturday they would come and get me, and I'd go spend the night with them Saturday night, go to church with them Sunday, and then bring me back Sunday night after supper time. That was so nice. I missed my family so bad. And then I got to go on outings with them. Like, they take On With Life and my family. They took me to the mall, and they took me to Target, and On With Life, a couple times they took me out to eat, and that was so much fun because, it was a chance to get out and away from the On With Life building and get actual yummy food. Not that the food at On With Life was bad. They did every night and every lunchtime, they had a special meal that they had actually home cooked. Just wasn't always something that I liked. But it was nice to go out to the restaurants. It was fun. So I got to spend the night Christmas Eve, and then I got to go back to On With Life the day after Christmas. So that was awesome. Christmas Eve and Christmas night I got to stay with my family. And then we had a meeting the 30th of December, I think, to decide when I was going home for good to stay. They decided January 8th or 9th. They decided on January 9th. And I was so excited. And they have, at On With Life, they have graduation parties for like when someone graduates from On With Life and they get to go home. So they are asking me, Marilyn, when do you want your graduation party to be? I was like, well, let's make it the day before I go home. So the 8th, and they're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? So I picked out some songs, and I picked out some songs to be playing while we had the party. I picked out some foods, and then Dawn, the lady who was in charge of when I got to go home, was like, well, your family's already going to be here. Why don't you just go home after the graduation party? And I was like, oh, yes, okay, I could do that. And I was so happy. And so after we had the graduation party, I just went home with my family. And I've been home ever since now, and it's January, so it's been almost 3 months that I've been home now with my family. And I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy I'm home with my family, and yeah, I'm just so happy. So happy. I can't put to words how happy I am. And so yeah, I'm still doing outpatient therapy, which is when I'm living at home with my family, but I'm going back for therapy twice a week. And not even physical therapy, speech therapy. Believe it or not, if you go a long time without talking, your vocal cords get too relaxed, I think it is. It's just like, if you go too long without walking, you have to learn to walk all over again, which I did. I went so long without talking, I'm having to learn to talk all over again. Okay, so I went and I saw ENT, and they stuck a camera to look at my vocal cords. And your vocal cords are like this, okay? Like a V. When you talk, they vibrate and come together and vibrate together. But when I talk, my vocal cords only come about like that. So my voice is still really whispery and breathy. And it's so much louder than it was. My voice was, at first it was like, hey, what are you doing today? You want to come have lunch with me? That's how I talked in the beginning. It was really whispery and quiet and breathy, and now my voice is so much louder. But I'm doing speech therapy until, I think sometime in April I'm going back to see the ENT again. And if my vocal cords still aren't coming completely together, then they'll talk about doing a simple surgery. Well, they'll go in and they'll give shots to my vocal cords to plump them up. That way when they come together, they will come completely together. What else? Oh, yes. So, see, I've always, ever since I was, 15, 16, I've always wanted to be able to work out, get into shape, get some muscle. I've always wanted to be able to do that. But I've never really had the chance. And now my mom has got me and her signed up to do Curves, which is a women's fitness program. We're going in Monday, hopefully, to get started. It's the 5th time that it's been rescheduled. But every time we've rescheduled it, it hasn't worked out. So I'm really praying that this time it will work out. We can go in Monday, get signed up to women's fitness. It's so exciting. So I guess I'll just fill you in on my everyday life nowadays. So, starting with Monday. Monday we don't really do much because Monday we have off school. And yes, I do have school. I'm studying for some tests. So, but Mondays we don't have school. And Tuesdays and Thursdays we go to the library and I have therapy. So that's fun. The library is always fun because, see, we don't have internet here. So when we go to the library, we get to have internet and get on Facebook. I miss internet so bad. But, yeah. And then Wednesday nights we have church. And Sundays we have church. And Sunday nights we have, every other Sunday night, we have young adults group, which is lots of fun. And our young adults group is going to do an Easter play. I should actually video that and put it up for you guys to watch. It's going to be fun. It's actually more like a skit because it's so short, but it's still going to be fun. What day did I miss? Friday, today is Friday. It's not Friday for you guys probably, but today is Friday, and we go to the Kellys on Friday nights, which is so much fun. The Kellys are a homeschool family that goes to church with us, and every Friday night we go over to their house for supper. It's always so much fun. She's got like 10 kids, I think. And it's so much fun being at their house. Every Friday. She always makes the best food. So, that's my week usually. That's how my week goes. Nice and fun. Maybe I'll try to video some, like, actual video parts of my week instead of just making actual vlogs where I'm just sitting here talking and it's kind of boring, probably. Sorry. I have boring vlogs. But anyways, God has done so much for me. So much. Like, I was supposed to die. I was supposed to be in a coma or be a vegetable for the rest of my life. And look at me. Do I look like a vegetable? No. I can walk, I can talk, I can run. I can write, I can read. That's something else when I was first started on with life. I couldn't read or write. I mean, like, I could still read stuff, but not books because the words were too tiny. And I'm just so blessed. God has done so much for me. So praises to God for all that He's done to me. And thanks to you guys for watching my videos, even though they're kind of boring, probably. So, you guys are all awesome, and I'll try to have another vlog up next Thursday, not this Thursday, because, well, for me, Thursday's already passed, but this vlog isn't going up on YouTube till Tuesday, so not this coming Thursday, but the Thursday after. So watch for a vlog then. I'll try to put a vlog up every Tuesday or Thursday. Anyways, it's been great talking to you guys again. I've missed making vlogs for you all, and just so happy I got my camera out of storage. And oh, something else, you guys can pray for us. We're looking for a house right now. Right now we're living in the basement apartment of a church. The church is so kind. They gave us apartment. The apartment has 1 bedroom, a living room, a kitchen, and a multi-purpose room. And then they give us another classroom to use as another bedroom. So we've got 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and a multi-purpose room, and a bathroom. 2 bathrooms, actually. Because 1 bathroom's in the hallway and 1 bathroom's in the actual apartment. And they told us we could have them both. But we don't want to live here for the rest of our lives. Thank you very much. So we're praying to God for a house. We're praying. I'm going to go ahead and give you the list of specifics that we're praying for, so you guys can pray for it for us too. Please, that would be so appreciated. We need a house with 2 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, maybe 5, a kitchen, a dining room, and a nice-sized living room, and at least an acre of a yard, so we can get our pony back. Because we do have a little miniature horse, but she's in Kansas right now with some of our friends' horses. So, just pray for us to get a house, please. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys again later. I don't know when, but I'll try to have another vlog up. Tuesday or Thursday. So, check back then. Catch you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment what you think I should make vlogs about. And, yeah, catch you later.